Hey y'all, if you've stuck through it with us this far, you're pretty close to having your first bot interactions created. And this next one's kind of cool because anybody who hits the Get Started button to message your bot from either the Facebook page or from one of the plugins is going to get this welcome message. And the welcome message isn't the default reply, it isn't the main menu, and it isn't the greeting text. It's actually a message that gets sent to every new subscriber when they opt in through the Get Started button. So let's go check this out. Let's go check out where this welcome message lives. It's right here in automation because it's one of those automated things that happens. And it's here, welcome message. And by default, we don't actually have a welcome message built in. As you can see, it's blank. So if the welcome message is blank, nothing will send. But if you start to type something in here, it will actually trigger the welcome message to activate, essentially. And anybody who opts in through the Get Started button, which I will show you how to do a little bit later, will get this message. So let's think about what somebody needs to see when they first interact with our bot. We've done a little bit of that already with the default reply, a little bit of that with the main menu. And what we can do is we can actually kind of clone some of that content here. We're going to say, hey, first name. It's always good to give them a little personalized greeting. Thanks so much for joining us on Messenger. This is a really great chance to ask people some questions about themselves, start collecting some data. So let's do that a little bit. Let's get a little bit of a delay going because these are really pretty when they work. Sometimes they delay a little bit longer than expected because sometimes our servers are a little bit loaded, but these have been working really well lately, and I can't wait to show them to you. We're going to go and ask a question. Let's just ask it a question and say, are you a current ManyChat Pro user? And what we're going to do is we're going to say yes or no. Yep. And then we're going to say not yet. Okay. We're going to do something really cool here, guys. Earlier in this module 2, we set up a custom field. And some of you already remember what that custom field was. And what we're going to do is when somebody answers yes, I want to make sure that we are logging that answer to the custom field that we set up earlier so that we know who's already a customer. Are you currently a ManyChat Pro user? And what we're going to do is we're going to say yep. And when that happens, I want to trigger an action group. And this is another really cool feature of the Flow Builder. You can just drag and drop and you can create actions. So what I want to do is let's go ahead and choose an action. We'll rename it after we've built it so the name makes more sense. The action is we are going to set subscriber custom field. All right. And we're going to select the custom field and value. So we're going to click here, current ManyChat customer. This was a custom field that we already set up. If you don't remember that, go ahead and head back to, I think it was maybe video 2 or the first one, I don't remember, but it's one of the great videos in this tutorial section. Current ManyChat customer, and we want to select a value as a yes. Isn't that cool? And what's going to happen is if somebody answers yep, we want to make sure that we log them as a current ManyChat customer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click out of here, and we're going to set subscriber. Let the bot know that this is a ManyChat customer. That's like the purpose of this little action block here. And then not yet. We can do that branch later, but first let's focus on customers. So, are you a ManyChat Pro user? Yep. Let the bot know that this is a ManyChat customer. What do we want to say to people who are existing customers? Let's just go ahead and send a message. Okay. Wonderful. So happy to have you in our many family. And let's do a little image. Let's do an image. I love using images in line. They're just really, really pretty. We're going to find the ManyChat logo. And let's grab that one. Actually, we don't need to use the giant one, but it'll parse it down anyway. Let's go ahead and open. It will downsample this 1000 pixel image a little bit, but luckily, I think because these are very plain colors, it won't get pixelated or anything. It'll look really sharp, especially on mobile. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you another cool thing in the Flow Builder right now, which is that you can click this, continue another step, and you can just create a new card right from here. So if you see this, we've got starting step, we've got the action that we're performing, because once somebody self-selects as a customer, we want to definitely make sure that we know that the bot knows that they're a customer. So wonderful first name, happy to have you in our mini family, and let's just send a little follow-up message. Customer. We're launching a course at the end of the month. We're launching a course at the end of the month. It's called, did you actually, let's do an even better thing. Let's ask a question. Did you know we're launching a free messenger marketing and chatbot mastery course at the end of the month? And we'll give them a couple options. And then we'll give them another option here. Okay, and see how we gave them a couple options, definitely. And we'll say, amazing. Molly and I are so excited to get it into your hands. And then what we'll do is a little delay. I don't know if you see this, but a lot of the content I'm using for these kind of default replies and welcome messages and main menus, they're really similar, because the point is that I'm trying to get people information about this course and help them kind of self-select what they want to do and choose their own adventure with this chatbot. So amazing. Molly and I are so excited to get it into your hands. What we're going to do is we're going to do another text. We're going to say, would you like to be one of the first to have access to the upcoming course? And do you see how these sentences are really simple? Like, this isn't like an email where you can write 3 paragraphs. These are really simple questions, really simple statements, delays. I'm trying to make it seem fun to use, and if they see a big block of text come through, the end user, your subscribers, aren't going to love reading those messages. Would you like to be one of the first to have access to the upcoming course? What we're going to do is we're going to do a default reply that says, heck yes. And then we will say, no thanks. Okay, no problem. You always want to give people options, and the more options that you give people, the more engagement that you're going to get. Okay, this is a kind of an axiom in any kind of conversational medium. So would you like to be one of the first to have access to the upcoming course? Heck yes. For anybody who says heck yes, what do we want to do, folks? We want to tag them. We want to make sure that we actually notify them later on. We're going to add tag, and we're going to add the tag course notify. This is something we set up in a previous video. Course notify tag is tagged. So we will say add course notify tag. And I'm going to go back and label this one too. We will call this the definitely knows about the course. And then we'll go ahead and build the next branch after we finish this. So heck yes. Cool. Let's do this. Cool. We'll shoot you a note here in Messenger when it's ready. Pretty cool. Notification confirmation. Notice how I'm meticulously notating everything that I'm doing. This is just good. This is a good practice, especially when you bring your team in, and your team needs to be able to see why you did all this stuff and what each of these steps does. So it's just a really good, like, save your future self some heartache, and save your team some brain aches by labeling stuff so that they know kind of what's going on. That's kind of one of the best practices to bot building that I could give you. So heck yes, we add a course tag, we give them a notification confirmation. Wonderful. If they say no thanks, let's just let them off the hook and say, um, let them off the hook. And we're going to say, okay, no problem. First name. You can always keep an eye out in the ManyChat community. And what we can do is we can give them a button. Take me there. And we can say open website. Enter URL, and what we can do is we can just grab this URL. You can tell them there a lot because it saved it right there. Done. Okay. Isn't this wonderful? Look at how this flow is really coming together. We've given people options. We're having follow-up messages. Okay, let's keep going back to any branches that we haven't created. Did you know we're launching a free messenger marketing and chatbot mastery course at the end of the month? What's that? Let's give them a little education, right? Let's just teach them what this is. Educate about the course. Let's do a delay block because it's always nice to have a delay at the beginning of a block, almost always. Glad you asked. And then we will do another delay. Let's do just a couple seconds this time. Molly Pittman of digital marketer fame. We're lucky enough, this is actually true, we're lucky enough that Molly Pittman joined us to build a comprehensive messenger marketing and chatbot mastery course. And we're going to say, we're going to give it just another quick delay. I don't like to do more than 2 messages before giving them kind of something to interact with. So this is pushing it a little bit, to be honest. But let's just see how it goes. Chatbot Mastery course. We're lucky enough that Molly Pittman of Digital Marketer fame joined us to build a comprehensive messenger marketing and chatbot mastery course. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask a really simple question. We're launching it at the end of the month. Are you interested? Are you interested in checking it out when we release it? It's completely, totally free, actually, which is crazy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, heck yes. And I'm going to show you something really cool after we put these default replies in. Heck yes. Actually, no. Not really. Okay, it's fun to add a little bit of color to some of the replies that you can give people because it just gives the sense that this is kind of a choose your own adventure game that they get to play with. So educate about the course. Again, I hate doing more than a couple of these blocks, but we're going to just stretch it a little bit on this one. Heck yes. So here's the thing. What happens if they say heck yes? Well, we've already built a flow for people who really want to hear from us. So let's go ahead and just hook it up. Isn't that cool? You just drag and drop and you can hook them up into that. And actually, not really, can just go straight here. And look at that. We don't even have to write any new content or new flows. We can just hook up to existing instruction sets, what we call steps in the flow builder. And we now have a working main menu as far as I'm concerned. Actually, we do have to do one more thing. We have to give them an option to choose not yet, and that's what we're going to tell people. Um, um, we're going to kind of build a flow for people who aren't existing customers, and it's going to be very similar to the people who are, but just for the sake of understanding who our people are, chatbots are a really wonderful way to get information about what part of the funnel your users are in, to put it in marketing speak. So let's go ahead and grab a not yet and create a new message. Not customers, but still chatting. Well, that's all right. Um, um, what we're going to do is, this is actually pretty funny, but we're going to just go ahead and do a continued in another step. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and just put it onto this one. Now let's look at the logic of this. All that we're trying to do by asking people if they're an existing customers, we want to make sure that we're tagging existing customers. All right. And then if they're not customers, but they still want to chat with us, we'll give them a quick little message, and then let's just pump them into the same flow, just bypassing the stuff where we're tagging them as a customer. It's pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and delay. Put a delay at the top of this, because if they're coming out of here, they're going to get the photo, and then it's going to launch immediately into this. But we want to give it a little delay beforehand, so they're not just getting bombed with both this message, then the photo, and then this. So this is just to kind of buffer the messages to make it a little bit more pleasant to use. So sometimes our magic cleanup tool, this little button here, will be a little aggressive and shove things down out of the window. It's no problem. Our front-end developers are amazing for even building this thing. It's such an amazing piece of software. Okay, publish. All right, so this is a really fun part of the demo, because we've actually built a main menu, we've built a default reply, and we've built a welcome message. And the thing about that is we still haven't really seen how this is going to look when somebody clicks on any of these things or uses them. So we're going to have a whole lot of fun right now, and we're actually going to go to Messenger, and we're going to message this page, and I'm going to show you how the main menu works, how the default reply works, and how the welcome message works. Now I'm doing this on desktop. I haven't found a really good Android recording app yet. If any of you have some suggestions, I would love to hear them. But I'm running the latest Pixel phone from Google with the latest Android, and I just can't find a good screen recording app that doesn't require crazy permissions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to test the main menu on desktop. It might not work. So it's not guaranteed to work on desktop. On mobile, it's just so much better. But at least we'll be able to test the welcome message and the default reply right now by tabbing over to Messenger and finding this page. So unfortunately, if you're logged into your own page, we just created this ManyChat, like this mastery course Facebook page. We're just going to say Messenger Marketing and Chatbot Mastery. Okay, it's a brand new page, so it might not be showing up. I can always just go straight to my page manager and do that. So let's go to Manage Pages, Your Pages, Messenger Marketing and Chatbot Mastery. Sometimes it's hard to navigate. There's so many different ways to approach navigating Facebook. It's kind of funny sometimes. So, oh, cool. So we can actually test this button now. I didn't realize that you could test it. Let's do that. This is going to be so fun. Test button. Okay, this is magical. See this right here? Hey there, this is the Messenger Marketing and Chatbot Mastery course bot by ManyChat. Click Get Started below to interact with our bot. Do you remember setting that up with me? We actually set that up in a previous video, and it's right here in Settings. Let's go to Settings and go right here to Greeting Text. Look at that. Save it. There it is. So this Get Started button is quite challenging for some people to understand, and I completely understand why, because there's so many different ways to start a conversation with a bot. Let's talk about the Get Started button, because a lot of your new subscribers are going to see it. I click send message on this page. This is one of the ways that a lot of people are going to reach out to your page. They're just simply going to click this button right here on the Facebook page. There's other ways they're going to see this get started button too. So if they click on a certain types of growth tools will trigger the get started message. Let's just assume that a bunch of your subscribers, especially if you're just starting out on Messenger, are basically going to see this get started button. They're going to opt in through this get started button. I want to show you as a brand new subscriber, I'm not even subscribed to this page yet, what a brand new subscriber will see. I think this is going to be gold. First, we have this message here, which is, again, the greeting text. The next thing that you're going to see is going to be the welcome message. The welcome message fires as soon as somebody hits get started. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and take a look and see it go. Get started. And it didn't fire. Oh, it's because it's not enabled. That's so funny. So I actually just enabled it. That's amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do a little hack. I love showing little hacks to troubleshoot your bot. If your welcome message doesn't fire as expected, go check and make sure that it's enabled. That is just too funny. Let's go into audience. I'm the only subscriber. See how I just popped up there? Let's go ahead and unsubscribe me. And let's try to go ahead and re-engage this page messenger. I'm going to click start. You have successfully subscribed to Messenger Chatbot Mastery. Oh, interesting. So it doesn't actually fire the welcome message. I have to hit the get started button. So let's try this again. I'm subscribed again. Let's unsubscribe. Hopefully I don't confuse the hell out of my system. This is a really wonderful troubleshooting example because you're going to do this a lot in your account. You're going to be testing your own stuff. It's not going to work as expected. And all you have to do is give it a little bit of time and try to be patient with it. So let's just test button. Let's see. Actually, I have an idea about how to completely wipe this conversation. I'm going to delete this conversation. I'm going to delete this thread entirely. So I have 0 open threads with this page now. Let's see what happens when I hit this button again and if it takes me to the Get Started button. It does. So all you have to do to re-engage the Get Started button for your own testing purposes is delete the thread entirely. And that you do that by clicking on Options on desktop and deleting conversation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And let's just double check and make sure that this Molly's going to laugh so hard when she sees this, that this welcome message is enabled. It is, God, and we're going to hit get started. Crack myself up. Boom, there it goes. It's firing. Thanks so much for joining us on Messenger. Little typing delay. Typing delay. Are you a current ManyChat Pro user? I'm going to hit yep. I sure am. I actually do pay for a bunch of pages because I like testing billing options. All right, see how beautiful this is? This little window is closer to the mobile experience for sure. And interesting. There it goes. Okay, cool. Wonderful, Dan. So happy to have you in our Many family. Have a little ManyChat logo. Did you know we're launching a free messenger marketing and chatbot mastery course at the end of the month? Let's take the hard path. What's that? All right, we're just going through, letting it do its delay thing. Isn't that cool, the little delay block? That's so tricky to do, by the way. Glad you asked. It's pretty cute, huh? For a first pass of copy, this isn't so bad. I mean, you can always go back and change copy and do stuff. And Molly's going to have some blueprints for you that'll help you build out better messaging. But this is just kind of a first pass to teach you guys how to do this. So yeah, we are lucky enough. We have the lovely Molly Pittman helping us with this project. We're launching it at the end of the month. Are you interested in checking it out when we release it? Heck yes, I'm interested in that. Cool. We'll shoot you a note here in Messenger when it's ready. How cool was that interaction? How cool was that? I just interacted with this chatbot and we made some progress just now. So let's go check and see what happened to my subscriber profile, because this is where the magic happens. We just did all that stuff and we got messages, but let's just see what kind of data we now have on Dan, the person who just interacted with all this stuff. So I'm subscribed. This page didn't update all the way. Let's refresh it. Okay, I'm a subscriber. I subscribed 4 minutes ago. I opted in directly, and this is what happens. We have some tool tips here that'll help you do that. Check it out. I clicked on the button that said I'm a customer, and now it knows that I'm a customer. And it also tagged me with Course Notify because I said, heck yes. So just like that, and about, I don't know what that was, like a 20 or 30-second interaction with the bot, I, as a business owner, now know that Dan wants a Course Notify. When we do go live with that course, I'm going to definitely blast that guy, and that he's a current ManyChat customer. Okay, I want you to think about that. That was a lot. We just covered a whole bunch, but the point of all that was to test how this stuff works in real life and to see that welcome message fire. So the next thing that I'd really love to show you is the default reply, because that's kind of a tricky one that not a lot of people know how to, they just don't know how to make it work, and it's kind of just tricky. So default reply. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to click this, and I'm going to just type some random stuff to the bot. And this is, again, just a different window. This is messenger.com. This is the desktop version of Messenger, the web app. And we can actually even just go to the one we were in so that we can not break the pattern. We're going to say something silly like abracadabra. So that is a word that the bot doesn't understand. We didn't set up any keywords. It's not attached to any automation. So what is that message? What is that message that we're getting? Guess what? If you guessed default reply, you're correct. Default reply will fire, and it just fired to me because I typed in a word that the bot doesn't quite understand how to deal with. So that's what we're going to do. How do I get access? Oh, that's cool. So remember how we set up like a little follow-up? That's just to make sure that people get their stuff. Oh, cool. Messenger Marketing Chatbot Mastery will be available as a self-study course at the end of February. Would you like to be notified the moment we push the course live? Sign me up. And keep in mind the user can, this is an open thread. So the user, the person who's like messaging your page right now, they can sit here and play with this. They can scroll back up in the thread and choose these buttons. Who built this? I'm kind of curious about this chatbot thing. See how I'm also getting notifications? You're going to get overwhelmed with notifications in your page manager as soon as you set up ManyChat. So keep in mind that you can always go into your page manager settings and change some of these settings. This is definitely something you're going to want to do, and it's something I'll do right now. So this default reply, I mean, look at this amazing flow that we set up, and it's just firing flawlessly right here. And this is an actual real live interaction that we're having. It's all happened simply because we lined up all these steps and told the bot what to do. It's pretty cool. Page settings, neat. So this is really neat. So funny thing, that default reply will only fire once every 24 hours because we don't want to bombard people with the same thing every time they type something. Oftentimes people will type stuff, the bot won't understand it, and it'll just keep firing that default reply at every whim. Unfortunately, that kind of bothers people. So let's go to notifications. And what we want to do is, maybe it's in settings somewhere. I've done this so many times, but I keep forgetting how to do it. Notifications. Get a notification each time there's activity on your page. You can also set it to 12 to 24 hours on all activity. Let's do 12 and 24 hours because I don't want to get. I also don't want to get anything on my texts. I don't want to. I don't need any of this stuff. So keep in mind that Facebook Page Manager gives you a lot of flexibility if you don't want to be constantly getting activity messages on your page. Like if you're managing a bunch of pages, you don't want to be getting blasted every time somebody interacts with your bot. You can dumb down the notifications to make sure you're not losing your mind, just getting pinged every 5 seconds because somebody's interacting with your bot. So this has been a really wonderful, successful test. I hope that you see now what the main menu does, what the default reply does, and what the welcome message does, and who's going to get those messages when. If you can't think of all that stuff right now, that's what this course is for. You can always go back to this video and check that stuff out. This has been a really fun video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.